Hey everyone, it's Owen here from OTech, and today in this video I'll be doing a review of the cheapest Red Switch mechanical full-size keyboard from Amazon. It is the Leobog K22 White Edition keyboard that I found for just $16 on Amazon. $16 for a full-size keyboard like this with red switches, albeit Chinese ones, not Cherry MX. But anyways, let's take a look at how good this keyboard really is. So first things first, this keyboard is a white keyboard, which is quite unusual since most cheap keyboards are just simply black ones. And it's done pretty nicely too, with tastefully applied grey accents on the logo and also the keycap lettering, and also the bottom is really just a really dark grey color, but it does come out as kind of like a black color. And even the keycaps are also matched really well to the chassis, so the whites don't seem off to the chassis itself. Although they do have a little bit of black dust on them when I took them out of the box, but that's not really a big deal. And the bottom also has some really nice rubber pads to reduce vibration and also skidding. And the only thing that you really get in the box is just a keycap puller, just in case you need to pull out your keycaps to clean them or change them out or whatever. So if you do pull out your keycaps, you'll see the red key switches that they promise. And you know, at first when I take them out, I thought that they were really just brandless key switches, because the housing was clear and it doesn't seem to me like there were any branding on it, so I thought it was some generic Chinese key switches. But as I take a closer look and I kind of zoomed in a little bit, then I realized that it does have a brand. It's actually some Kailh switches. You know, Kailh also makes switches for Razors, so these should be pretty decent, and they're everywhere on cheap keyboards. And if you take a look at the right angle, you could actually catch a glimpse of the branding itself. It'll say K Red, so I will just assume that that means Kailh Red switches, which is fine by me. And the switches themselves do feel pretty good too. It does feel like legitimate red switches from Cherry MX, and it's pretty consistent throughout. I don't feel any differences between the key switches all around the keyboard. Well, they're pretty much consistent as far as I can tell. Even the bigger keycaps also feel pretty nice to touch as well. And I think that the linearity of the red switches is what I prefer, and they do feel smooth on this keyboard too. Although it does feel a little bit more heavy than the real Cherry MX switches. So here's a comparison of the sound of the real Cherry MX red switch and also the Leobog Kailh red switches. So as you can hear, they're pretty similar throughout, in my opinion, at least to my ear. The only difference that I could tell is maybe the big switches like the spacebar and the enter sounds a bit different, a little bit more rattly, but that's probably just because of the build quality of the Leobog keyboard itself, not the switch. But the overall build quality of the keyboard is actually pretty decent. I tried to bend it and also tried to twist it around. It doesn't make any kind of squeaking noises, and it's actually quite robust. So that's really nice to see on a cheap keyboard, where usually it's really flimsy and crappy. Also, another nice feature is that it does have media function switches on top, so that is really nice. Not even my expensive keyboard has that, and it even has a Windows button, disable button feature. So just in case you're playing games and you don't want to accidentally press the Windows button, you can do that on this keyboard. And another thing is that the only LED you get is on the top right on the logos for the num cap, scroll and Windows disable button. So this doesn't even have LED backlighting, but that's not really a big deal to me. I just wish that the logos on the top right are anything but yellow, because that just looks really old. It also has the rubber feet, so it doesn't really slide too much as long as you don't use the kickstand to raise up the back of the keyboard, since the kickstand is just plastic, so it slides a bit more than just using the rubber feet. But something else that, if I'm really nitpicky, is that the keycaps aren't very nice since they're just printed or laser etched, so I can actually kind of feel the lettering on it. So that's pretty much about it for this keyboard review. So yeah, in conclusion, this is pretty much a very solid keyboard, especially at $16. It's pretty much a steal, you know, in my opinion at least, because it has all the good, you know, good feel of the mechanical keyboards, and the build quality is also pretty solid. So if you're looking for a cheap mechanical keyboard and you wouldn't mind maybe if this breaks within like a year or something and you'll replace it, because I honestly don't know about the durability, this is pretty much the best you can get from Amazon, you know. So yeah, feel free to get it. It's pretty much a steal at $16. So that's it for this review video. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please leave a like and please click subscribe to see more of my future videos. Thanks for watching.